A man was hospitalized with 6 plastic horses up his butt. Doctors have described his condition as stable. Welcome to Shave&Butcher. Today we're going to do a little experiment. 3 weeks ago I got this soap from Matti Lindholm, a soap he made himself that he had just made. So I tried it out, it is on video, and now it's been 3 weeks. 3 weeks with curing the soap after it was made with the lid off, which is what Sara from the Swedish Witch typically prescribes. I asked Matti and he said, really? So we went to the pros, Matti, and it'll be interesting to try out. Really sheep's brain look on that, isn't it? So it'll be fun. It'll be interesting to see if I can detect a difference in how it appears and what the post-shave feeling is. Well, that will be determined a bit later, I guess. We're going to use the Maceto 26mm 2 Badger extra density knot, and we're using the Feather Artist Club DX with a super professional blade, professional to super professional blade on the fifth use, something like that. Face is washed and prepped with a bit of moisturizing lotion, as per usual. It was a windy morning. I just came back from a walk with a dog by the sea, and it's cold, it's windy. I mean, it's in the second half of May already, where usually the weather is pretty good, or at least not super cold. But it was today, cold and windy, but the sun was out and it was just marvelous by the sea. I'm so lucky and blessed to have access to it. And the sea looked angry. Well, not angry, the sea looked, I don't know, determined, impatient, just like we are waiting for warmer weather, possibly. Okay, maybe a bit of focus. So we're loading, I guess we're loading quite a lot out of this. I haven't used it for 3 weeks. I used it twice in the beginning, and I did like it, if you remember. Still a bit of orange scent that hasn't gone away. I will be needing to pay a bit of attention to how the soap is behaving, otherwise I won't detect any difference. Instead of just yabbing as usual. And really, you know, you need to try it over time. But I've had this before. I've had, you know, really fresh soaps being delivered, especially, well, from Sara, from the Swedish Witch, but also from friends who've attempted to make soap, and there is a difference over time compared to when they're fresh. I don't know exactly why you need to cure them. Maybe I should have read up on that prior to making this, but maybe Sara or someone, if you're watching, could comment. I don't know what happens, like physically or chemically in the soap. But I have heard others say the same thing, like Frank said that, you know, I didn't like this soap in the beginning, and then over time being more than 3 weeks, over time being months and months, something happens. And no surprise, I guess. I mean, it's not an inert material like steel. It's a bit of a living thing. I guess the makers want to make it rather stable or very stable, but it's like it needs a bit of time to reach that level. I put a bit of water in. I'm gonna splay and see what happens, and may put some water back. You know, the scent of this is very, Matti apologized for the scent being too weak. It is very pleasant. It's a very pleasant orange scent, and it's not too strong, which I tend to like. I mean, I have some pretty strong, wild, crazy, typically American, really heavy smelling soaps, which I enjoy as well. But in general, and I'm gonna add quite a bit more water on a daily basis. I don't mind having very, very light scents or almost no scent at all. I mean, I like the Mitchell's Full Fat, which has a scent, but it's very weak. And I do enjoy the Pro Raso White, which is like, I don't know what it's intended to be. White tea, someone said. It's very light, and I think that's kind of cool, especially if you use a scent afterwards, like an aftershave splash or a balm or a perfume. Then there's nothing from the soap to interfere with the scent of the scent. You know, it's already looking pretty cool. So I am playing around with this a bit, not just whacking it on as I usually tend to do. I know the lights aren't particularly strong in here, so I don't know what you can see, but I think it's already looking good, and I can put loads of more water in. I don't know if I have to. I'm gonna aggravate it a bit, see what happens. And it's just 4 ingredients plus the scent, the oil that gives the scent in the soap. So it's very simple. That is not to say it's easy to make a soap, but it doesn't have to be a lot of ingredients, that's for sure. Wow, this is looking good. This is really looking good. It has this really cool feeling on the face, like a caress, like whipped cream, you know what I mean? It is psychological too. For me, you know, the feeling on the face is connected to the visual experience. If it looks cozy, it feels cozy. But that's part of the experience, you know. Good looking leather feels better. Not necessarily because it is better, but because it gives you that feeling. All the senses work together, right? It's like if you're in a good mood and not too stressed, you get a better shave, no matter what gear you use. Okay, soap everywhere. Feather DX. Feels good, feels cool. But you know, as you hear me say, and as you hear a lot of people say, it's not until the pass against the grain, or the second pass, however you make it, where you really feel the quality of the soap and the razor. So this is one where I cut myself pretty frequently. Yeah, it feels good. Cool. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen Martin Rowland's creation with Diamond Dave and the for the 3 Swedes shaving simultaneously. You should check it out. I actually tried to upload it as well, but I failed. So I'll try and do it tomorrow or Monday. You can check it out already on Martin's channel, YMMV Shaves. Matti uploaded it, Frank did, I think Dave will too, Dave Card, who's Diamond Dave. So check it out. And I'll try and get it up within a day or 2. Feels good, Matti. Razor feels good too. It doesn't always, you know. It doesn't always. And as I've said many times, it's apart from the mood and the equipment you use, it's also a lot about the condition your skin is in, how well hydrated your body is, if you've prepared the skin properly, etc. Has a big impact on the shave. A well-prepped face and a really good razor actually doesn't require an amazing soap. It will do a good job anyway. And at the same time, if your skin is not in good condition, then it doesn't really matter if you're using good stuff, because the shave might be effective in that you got the whiskers off, but it's not going to feel good, and it's not going to feel good afterwards. Yeah, cool, very good. This soap gives a very thick, very dense lather, which requires a bit more what the pros call dialing in. So what I mean with that is how much water is used per unit of soap and how much aggressive moves you need to make it good. So that's a little bit too dry. It's too dry because there's so much soap in there and it is so dense, and I may not have hydrated it enough on the first go. So I'm adding quite a bit of water. Usually I add no water and I reapply for a second pass, but I'm adding quite a lot. Maybe I should, yeah. I'll do a bit of this. Looks good on camera anyway. There you go. So today is the 16th maybe of May, and we hear on the news that more and more countries are opening up, is the expression used, after lockdown of varying degrees due to the corona pandemic. So, and sometimes it's because things are calming down, sometimes not so much. In general, it just feels like, well, we tried, fuck it. Let's get on with things. It's just all a big experiment. And I and you don't know what the right approach is. We can have opinions, but we don't know. We won't know until probably a year from now or so. But it's interesting how everything is locked down. totally, and then boom, everything is open up with a caution that be careful out there. Yeah. Oops. I think I dug down there. Yeah, doing well. It's a pasty soap. It is a soap that, again, requires a lot of water. It's better on the second pass. It was a little bit dry, I feel now, on the first pass. It does appear, this might be psychological, but it does appear a bit more stable, calmer again. Could be my imagination. So you see a few bubbles? That's me putting loads of water in. And you put loads of water in, it's still very slick. And that's good, because with some soaps, wow, this is slippery. Need a Dr. Matt's cloth. With some soaps, if you put heaps of water in, they just dissipate and die. Well, we call it die. Doctors call this condition stable. Wasn't that funny? I think I was okay here. Bit of blood there. But it's not a cut, as you know. It's just shaving too close to the blood, which you gotta be careful. That's okay, I don't mind that. That's gonna go away in 10 minutes. It's not even gonna cause an irritation. I'll put some alum on. I don't even have to, it's gonna go away anyway. So to me, that's not a failure in the shave. Failure in the shave is if you cut yourself so it keeps bleeding, or that you get irritation. Yeah, this razor is phenomenal. Phenomenale. And how do you guys feel about that? If you get a weeper like that, that is barely visible, that goes away really quickly, closest with cold water or worst case alum, and it's gone after 10 minutes, and you feel nothing after. Do you consider that a negative, a failure, or is that all right, like I think? Please comment. Good feeling on the skin. And I bet you, I mean, there's no soap left, but if you put a bit of water on, yeah, there's residualness, so that makes it slick. So I just wet it, and not that I have to, but I can shave again. That almost feels like it did with soap on. Cool. I don't think I'm going to do any pickup half pass, but let's see. I'm gonna Put a bit of cold water on. And just feel through it. Could do a bit better here. Neck is fine, you know, I'm just gonna do the jaw area. Because the third pass doesn't have to be everywhere. Wow, there's so much stuff left. A third pass really only has to be where you need a third pass. So let's put a bit of soap on there. That will do. Still heaps of soap. Nice smelling, peaky soap. Look at that, nothing wrong with that. Should try that in a mixer like JB does. Did you see that distorted edge? He took like 2.5 spoonfuls of Proraso blue or something, some Proraso, added water, put it in a mixer that you use for baking. he got a bucket full of high quality lather and he shaved with it. All he needed to do was trim the edges around his beard. That was funny. Perfect. That's just great. That is just great. Yeah, I'm gonna mock about, is that English? I'm gonna fool around with the soap for a while, but that was a really good shave. There's still a lot of good stuff. Maybe I can just leave it like that. But I will want to put a balm on, I always do, because all soaps, in spite of how good they are, have some kind of drying effect, at least on me. So cool. Matti, great. After 3 weeks, the soap is still very good. Probably even better. Feels more stable. Could be my imagination. But anyway, it's a good freaking soap. So thank you. Thanks for letting me try it out. Thank you all for watching, appreciate it, and have a good weekend. See you soon. Stay sharp.